Hi everyone and welcome back to the show. We are so excited to launch this new segment of Ask HR, the Corporate Bite featuring Chef Tevin.
Sure.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, first of all. Thank you for having me. So the Corporate Bite was an idea me and Simone both came and started off from our last segment of Disrupted.
Yes, our virtual global leadership conference.
Yes, and it was something where I decided to, we was on the phone, we was trying liaise, figuring out how we're gonna put together this dish. And it was like something very quick and easy to eat. So I decided that we were gonna do the conch marinated conch on top of the baguette. And the name Corporate Bite, we decided to keep it, and now it's a show now, so we're gonna go with that. So today, on Corporate Bite with Simone, my co-host, I'll be making basically roasted cassava. So I'm gonna be topping that with a pumpkin and turkey puree with a little bit of spinach in there. Some caramelized onions that I caramelized with a red wine. It was really good, tasty.
Yes, indeed.
And then we're going to do that with some crispy plantains, some micro spectrum, and then also some feta cheese.
The whole premise behind the Corporate Bite is to help people who are in their organizations and planning events, because HR is usually the department that is responsible for organizing events.
Certainly.
And I love putting on events. I love going to events. I love food. And so we thought this would have been a great addition to the show, because sometimes we need ideas about how to put together a nice event.
Yes.
Whether that is an employee event, it might be an award ceremony, it might be just a mix and mingle,
Something quick to eat.
networking, something quick that you may need to do. And so we love these little bites that you make. So yeah, Chef, I asked you what wine would go well, because of course, you know, with corporate events, you typically would have wine,
Pairings.
pairings with our meals or our hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
So you said that a Chardonnay would go well with this particular dish.
Yeah,
So,
I like Chardonnay because of it has a bit sweet notes. Besides the sweet notes, it's more mellow. And because this dish is quite harsh and has a strong points and strong flavor, also is fatty notes, I just want to tone it down and not go so sweet. So Chardonnay would have been the best idea for it.
okay, so there you have it, a little Chardonnay. We have an alternate, which is, believe, dry white. So that may work. I'm not a dry wine drinker. I'm a Moscato girl. I'm not much of a drinker at all, so if it's not sweet, I don't really want it. But we're gonna go with that. Chardonnay isn't so bad. You're
No.
right. It's not.
I
so
actually
bad.
like Chardonnay. I prefer cooking with Chardonnay. I prefer
Yeah.
cooking with Chardonnay. But my favorite wine, if you have to ask me, I like a Sauvignon Blanc, and I do like a Moscato, a sparkling Moscato. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting up my onions. I'm cutting up my thyme. I also have my garlic. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook all of these down. So here, this is what you're working with. So like I said, if you could smell, honestly, if you could smell the aroma from this.
That smells so good.
Correct,
I
Simone?
love to smell
So
onions and butter.
So like I said, so there was really no measurement to the onion. I just took some garlic, some onion, some thyme, aromatic, a tablespoon of butter to just sweat them down. I don't want it to caramelize. I prefer to sweat it down because I need to add some of the spinach to it. The spinach will produce water. So let's start with the cassava. Simone, could you help me with getting the cassava out of the freezer? So what I did to the cassava is I basically blanch it with a little bit of salt into the water. They're not completely cooked, just so it could help me with the cooking. I leave it whole. I'm gonna do cups though, they didn't break. So what I'm gonna do is to this, I'm going to add some butter, lightly, so at least it could give it a nice flavor, caramelized. Some salt, some black pepper. Into the oven. So we have our, it's not nice and sweat. So what we're gonna add is a cup of our spinach. Don't mind how full it looks. This will probably melt away and turn into nothing. So we're gonna sweat this again, and this is gonna incorporate into our mash pumpkin. So we have our pumpkin boiled here. So like I said, in the pumpkin was salt, I add a little bit of seasoning. So I'm gonna add this directly to the bowl. All right.
Happy
So that spinach and onion concoction we made, we're gonna add it directly to there. And this is all basically seasoned. You have to add no more salt, no more seasoning to this. The only thing I'm gonna add to this is 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. So we're gonna mash it away, turn it straight into mash. Because we're gonna put it into a piping bag. While she's mixing that, I'm gonna add a 1/2 tablespoon of that butter. Nice 1/2 tablespoon of soft butter. Let's mix it to that.
Yum, yum.
Okay, so our cassava is ready, Simone. Our cassava is finally done the way we need it to be. So we're gonna start to assemble our dish together.
Okay.
So I'm gonna open up cassava. As you can see, it's a bit dry.
Is it supposed to be dry?
Yes, I want it to be dry because I need to like rehydrate it with more flavor. So we're gonna come behind that with our pumpkin. All right. You come behind that with our homemade turkey sausage that we made. Nice caramelized red white onions in there, plantains. So we're gonna toss this up with some of that feta cheese like I mentioned. Rainbow, nice micro rainbow. Please, let's add our radish. You know, I love radish. So there you have it, Simone. That's what we have. We have our basically roasted cassava. We pair that with on top of the pumpkin and spinach puree we made using the onions and also the thyme and garlic. We mashed that together. You mashed it together. Did a great job. We mounted with some butter. We went on with the crispy plantains that we did on the stove, yes, and then we have some feta cheese, micro rainbow basil, and then also the radish. All right, so now this is the time of the moment of truth. We need to taste this now. So let me tell you what you're going for. You're going for a nice sweet note, the dryness from the starch, the acid from the onions, the creaminess and saltiness from the feta cheese.
Okay, here we go. I love it.
Isn't that a different way you could be able to taste cassava? How great cassava tastes. Because you know, yes, rich flavors, nice flavors going on. And listen to me, you could even eat it cold. So Simone, I know you're enjoying it. Honestly, be real with me. How is this new diversion of cassava?
This is awesome. And it's so better than the dry chicken wings that you would normally have at a corporate event.
We're not knocking, but
not knocking, because you gotta have a chicken wing every now and then. But this is different. It's flavorful. I love how the bursts of flavor, and it's a different way to eat something that we all know and love.
Simone, thank you for having me on to the Corporate Bite. I truly appreciate me bringing a different diversity towards how we can create great meals at office, at our events, and even at home with our family. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you.
I love you.